The top 10 here at Kawartha, all Dodge Avengers as we get set to resume the Dodge Dealers of Ontario Ram 250 on TSN. Race start number 3 here on lap 61.
And Dave, you heard me talk about so many of the Dodges being up front, and even Kerry Mix, the 02 driver, he has a Dodge under him this week supplied by Brian Cathcart since he had some Ford motor troubles in his old car.
Well, it pays to be in a Dodge. The Mopar Fast 5, of course, a contingency program for the drivers who are in Dodges. The top 5 Dodges at every race get a little bit of money courtesy of Mopar.
And so far, I believe the number is $65,000 extra Mopar put in the program.
So it pays to be in a Dodge Avenger, and 2 of them are battling side by side down the front chute. Your points leader, the 22 of Scott Steckley, falling back to second position now as the Castrol Syntec, number 17 of DJ Kennington, noses to the lead.
Oh, the Castrol kid, the big green machine there. I was listening to everybody talk about, oh, DJ's sorry, broke some ribs, he did this. I know him as a tough customer and knew that that car would be up front sometime tonight.
Well, he had to work hard to get there, and he used the Highline to get around the tow truck in a box number 22 of Scott Steckley. John Gaunt currently running in the 3rd position in that Centennial number 12. How about Donald Chisholm in the 98 all the way from Antigonish, Nova Scotia, running in 14th position. The 21 of Jason White, the A&W Monte Carlo. We ride on board with him, of course, Rookie of the Year contender. He is running in the 13th spot right now. Good run for those 2 drivers.
Well, it's fun to watch Jason White run well. You know, he's been very busy traveling back and forth, him and crew, and to have the race car ready week in and week out, just a real nice challenge. Good to see A&W on the side of the race car. Excellent looking program.
And just looking at the rundown, too, the 95 of Anthony Simone is in 25th position. So if White stays where he is, he'll likely be the Rookie of the Year. Hathaway up to 3rd now. The 9 car, Mark Dilley, gets underneath the 12 for 4th position.
The Barry boys going at it there. That's the 9 of Dilley and the 12 of Johnny Gaunt. They've gone at it many years up at the Barry Oval and some of the other Ontario racetracks.
176 laps to go here in Kawartha, and a sight you don't often see. The 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick falling off the lead lap on performance, and that motor sounds sick.
Oh, it sounds horrible. He's down at least 1 cylinder.
Run hard. Inside, they're looking there, John. They're looking. 60 cars looking inside, so run hard, follow 9 around.
That's Sammy Putnam, the spotter for John Gaunt in the 12. You can hear him telling that the 60, Ron Beauchamp Jr., taking a look underneath. All he has to do, just follow that 9 car.
Well, he keeps it in the same groove. He just doesn't allow the car to get a position on him going into the corner and root him up out of the groove.
On board with Peter Gibbons running in the 10th position.
Oh, that's some Chevrolet RPM, I'll tell you. Peter Gibbons not shy at all on the go pedal. Probably turning just about 7,800 to 8,000 RPM in that Chevrolet tonight.
And was trying to use the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick as a pick as he went through the corners. All the drivers moved up the lane. But Gibbons, the smart guy that he is, taking that inside lane, knowing J.R. is going to get way down on the inside down the straightaway.
And there's the battle for 14th. That's the 25 and the 77. Lapsevich and Lynch going at it for that spot.
So Lynch in the 77 Allied Steel Buildings. Dodge Avenger having a decent run, and another Dodge Avenger that is struggling. The 02 of Kerry Mix. He is down pit lane for the first time here in his first ride in a Dodge. And Todd standing by. Todd?
Going to check both the left and the right rear tire. This, of course, a Dodge for the first time underneath Kerry Mix, trying to determine what the problem is. They don't sure if it's a flat on what side of the car. Jack stands up. They're going to have a look and see if there's something a little deeper underneath.
I need you to bring it back in. I have a loose wheel nuts on the right rear wheel. Come back in, please.
Wow, that's a big time error. He's got loose wheel nuts on the right rear, but it's good they caught it now. They can get that tire off there. The oblong wheel openings will be fixed up, and maybe he can get the free pass and get back on the lead lap.
Pretty veteran move, though, from Kerry Mix. He'll be able to feel that car and how bad it was handling and the vibration, knowing full well to come down pit lane.
Well, they did a great job. They qualified well with a car they didn't know much about, but they had been to Peterborough and tested the race car. Oh, the 10 into the back of the 39.
And that just happened moments ago as Doug Brown lay in the bumper to the 39 Dickies Dodge of Dave Whitlock. That opens the hole for the 1. Peter Gibbons as well. Now a battle for 8th. There's the leaders up on the outside of the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick as he goes a second lap down. The Castrol Syntec number 17 of DJ Kennington continues to lead, but J.R. Fitzpatrick having a rough go here in the final event of 2008. Todd standing by with an update.
Guys, with Jeremy Ritchie from the 84 team. Jeremy, they've been telling JR on the radio he's got to pick up his speed or they're going to call him in. Do you know what the problem is?
Yeah, unfortunately, Todd, he's got a critical engine failure. He's down a cylinder. He's not going to be able to do anything. He's doing the best he can and just trying to stay out there and log laps.
JR's going to try and ride it out. Caution on the speedway.
Caution on the speedway for Daniel DeCoste in the Walmart Ubisoft Ford Fusion. He goes around. Billy will take another look at it.
Well, down into turn 3. Looks like he just got in too deep with maybe a hair too much rear brake, and around the car went on him.
Let's give drivers a chance to visit pit lane, and Dave Whitlock in the 39 in for right side tires and some fuel. Same for the 98 of Donald Chisholm as they work on some setups to take him to the stretch run here at Kawartha. DJ Kennington continues to lead. Welcome back to the final event of the 2008 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series on TSN. The number 17 Castrol Dodge of DJ Kennington leads Scott Steckley as we go back to green here on lap 105 of 250.
Wow, you just look down through the camera and see all that mist. It's getting heavier minute by minute here at Kawartha Speedway.
And the drivers, especially in the high line, will find it's getting slicker and slicker as they start to put two tires outside of the racing groove.
Well, you see the 22 of Scott Steckley. He drove it down into turn 3 like he has been all night, and it just washed up an extra 5 or 6 feet. Look at that, right up the high groove. That was our leader, DJ Kennington, sliding up. The 10 sliding way up. Whoa, contact the 3 and the 17.
And the 3 goes through to the top spot. A new leader, the Snap-on Dodge of Jason Hathaway, goes through here with 143 laps to go, but it's getting dicey. Now John Gahn locks up the left front.
It is wet out there. We're just on the verge of is it wet enough to stop the race? But not really. It's just uncomfortable and a little slippery.
Looking down the running order, Joey McComb got the tow truck in a box free pass during the last caution. Back on the lead lap is McComb as the 12 of John Gahn dices side by side with the tow truck in a box. 22 of Steckley. They touch and Gahn gets into the 22.
Wow, 360 kept right on going. He might have just touched the fence with that right front. Hopefully he hasn't knocked the toe out. We got to remember, he needed to finish 14th or better if Don Thompson won the race. Donnie's struggling a little bit, but here it goes. The car doesn't look too awfully damaged.
It doesn't look too bad at all.
Did you get up into him, John?
Yeah, kind of slid up a little bit, but he's ground. He's running into me down straightaway, too.
Well, let's take a look and see if that's happening. Down the straightaway, the 22 and the 12 touch, and then Johnny just missed the corner, or it's just a racing deal. You know, two guys going hard for the same spot. A little wet out there, a little slide, and no harm, no foul. Scott Steckley still your points leader right now.
Lynch is in, so is Doug Brown, and the 22 of Scott Steckley is in.
Scott Steckley arrives on pit road. The crew with a plan as well. They are lifting the hood. They're going to work on the right front. They're going to try to replace a tie rod end. Scott said he bumped the wall and the steering is all messed up inside the car. There's no way he can get to the end in a decent finish with the steering handling the way it is. So how quickly can these repairs be made?
Well, they have tie rods prepared in the toolbox just for this situation, so it'll be fairly good. Thompson's on fresh right side tires. He's chasing that man, Jason Hathaway.